Our dear viewers, once again, you're welcome. We are still in Makerere University. After the dissemination of the digitalization of documents in the university and upgrading the archives, we are going straight into the place where they keep the documents, which we refer to as an archive. First of all, see exactly what they have done as far as phase 1 is concerned, and they also explain to us what they'll be doing in phase 2 and then the final phase. You are welcome.
So we come to 2010, I go to graduate school. 2014, I was transferred to this office as an acting deputy registrar in charge of Senate. And now this was another manual processes that huge challenging. I got the same feeling I got when I was in examinations. If you don't mind, I don't know whether you will can get me those books, those huge books. Yeah, the most old. Next, you move. No, the huge ones. Yes, continue moving. Move. That
brown one?
The brown one. Yes, that one. So I found that we have such treasures. No, there's an old one because the first Senate meeting was in 1970. So these are the kind of books. Yeah, that one.
Wow.
So I look at this and I see a treasure. I mean, it's really...
It's a real museum.
It's a real museum. Names of people who have passed on. I mean, detailed Senate meetings and resolutions then, policies. And I say, wow, how do we keep this? And then I get into processes, manual processes. No, before we get here, in 2010, when I was still at graduate school, Professor Mariamreba becomes the vice chancellor, and he has the IT background. So I took my proposal. He said, "Oh, this is good, but you take it to Professor Nawange, then Dean Faculty of Technology. So I went there, I took it, and he said, yeah, this is good. I think our students can do this work during internship. But this is...
So they are looking at it as something that can be done by students.
Yeah, by students, because it involved scanning. These are huge, but it had a lot of things, equipment, scanners and the rest. Anyway, I revised as he told me. I took it back, but nothing much was done. So when Professor Bazeyo came in office as Deputy Vice Chancellor, Finance and Administration, he came with this catchword of being a contribution, that you must be a contribution.
Value addition.
Yes. I said, okay, this is in line.
It's visionary.
So I took my proposal. But every time I would see him say, Patience, I haven't read through your proposal. Patience, I haven't read through your proposal. And I just said, okay. Finally, in 2019, government gave this RIF money, Research and Innovations Fund. So there was a call for researchers. I thought this was the time. So I went to Professor Bazeyo again with my proposal, and I reminded him. He said, okay, now you go and apply.
It was such a big opportunity now.
Yes. I came and tried to it's online, application is online. But after your name, and they would ask you which college? And the drop down was the colleges we have. Sedat, Kosi, Scovab. That's
Meaning the option was out.
Was out. And you couldn't, I mean, go beyond that point because there is a gap. So I went back to him and I said, Prof, I cannot submit because I don't belong to any college. He said, okay, talk to Professor Nabkenya. Professor Nabkenya was part of the grants management committee. And other administrative units had also complained, like the gender mainstreaming, the quality assurance, because they all wanted to apply. So they removed and then put their administrative unit. So I applied.
Wow, that's
But
interesting.
by the time I applied now, my proposal had taken shape. Because I had seen these, I had been in Senate, like you phoned me sending those messages.
Yes,
On Monday we are having Senate, and we are having more than 10 programs. I don't know where I've put them. More than 10 programs. And what it would mean would be we have 80 plus members of Senate. 80. We have 20 plus members in attendance. Each member would get a copy of what is being discussed. So if I have these 10 programs, we should make 100 copies of each program. And a program, we are looking at this kind of document. So make 10 copies of this, 100 copies of 10 copies. So every time we have Senate, would need a lot, like a minimum of 1 carton of photocopying papers. Our photocopiers would break down. Such an expenditure, a minimum of like 5 million per Senate meeting. And I scratched my head. I said, can't we have online meetings? Can't we have, not online, paperless? Like we go for conferences, you just switch on your laptop and you have a meeting, paperless. So even that one also became my yearning. Can we do something about these meetings, this wastage? And then after going through all that, photocopying for each member, they say after the meeting, patience, I can't carry these. These are your papers.
So you just dump them.
You carry them. This room 613 was full of what are they called? Leftovers of Senate meetings,
which was
agenda
more like
items.
Okay.
And you cannot, for instance, ban this. This is a fully written academic program. You cannot sell it to the chapati people.
Yeah,
someone will find
recycle, it is very dangerous.
It's a university document, and so it should be kept securely.
Or if it is to be disposed, you have to follow the right channels.
And we don't have the right channel. I mean, we don't have those policies of disposal of
documents, such documents.
So that one also became my biggest challenge. So in my proposal, I had the 3 phases. My project is called Digitalizing Academic Records and Processes for Improved Service Delivery at Makerere University.
Wow.
The acronym is DAP.
DAP.
And it is funded by Makerere Research and Innovations Fund, which is a fund from the government of Uganda. So I looked at all this. I looked at the processes, the delays we go through,
yes, I understand.
the wear and tear of our records, the wastage of time, the working environment, the health of people who work in these offices, the queues, the wastage of paper we do, the costly paper, the costly meetings, physical meetings. And so I thought that we should look for a solution. So our project is a multi-year, multi-phased. We have 3 phases. So phase 1 was to prepare for digitalization or digitizing. And in preparation, we did physical organization of our documents. This office, you see, very beautifully organized. It was not like this.
I can
You see that that desk, that desk is the one which has remained like that. Now, for every Senate meeting, I have such a folder for the agenda.
That huge one.
Those agenda items are very important for future reference.
Yeah, for sure.
So they are all heaped. From the person I found in office had his heap. I also had mine. The other heaps were in the other office, in our archives. The curriculum, the everything. So in our first phase, we organized things physically. We sorted like you would.
So what kind of sort of documents are you looking at?
The documents we are looking at are 1, examination results. These are sheets, examination results.
Yes.
Some are mark sheets. We are looking at graduation booklets. So if you look at those graduation booklets now, they are worn out because every time people come to check, you have to check
through all the time.
All the time. I have mine here; those are intact. We looked at mature age. Mature age has been with us since 70s. So we have booklets that students, applicants use. Some are still piling up. And they are in the same category of not being disposed of. We have students' files, personal files, individual files, both graduate and undergraduate.
That is like from admission onwards.
Yes.
All that
the individual file has the application letter, which they call job form. It has the admission letter. It has academic documents, both A and O level pass slips. It has first year registration form, and then the subsequent registration forms.
Yeah.
But this student file is so important that if a student in their progressing years has so besides the subsequent registration forms, we also have in case a student has any irregularity, suspension, discontinuation, you must attach that on the student file. And so here we handle academic policies and appeals committee. So if a student is discontinued at the college, school, he or she appeals to us to be for reconsideration. And so before we work on that student, we must ask for their files. So you can imagine.
As evidence,
as evidence, yes, and so that all the letters, all the correspondences are put on that student file. So those are the records, the student file. Under admissions, we also have nominal rolls. These nominal rolls, some are also bound, like you see Senate minutes. These are the admission lists. Very, very important. Very, very important, like the Senate minutes that need to be preserved. We also have what they call the job forms. When people are applying to be admitted at the university, those application forms. Those who are unsuccessful. The successful ones, those forms are put on their files. But those who are not successful, the forms, they are to be disposed of. but they've also been piling, eating
So,
our
but
space.
don't you keep it for some time
Exactly.
in case there is a
and then you do
petition
away with
or
them.
whatever?
Yeah. But you know, these are university property. So you don't just
throw away.
throw away. You must dispose them off properly. So these are some of the things we looked at. Then plus the certificates. The certificates I was talking about. They are also there.
So it's like some people don't take.
They don't take. They don't take them.
So
our shelves are full. Offices are full. Now,
do you think there is a problem? Why do people fail?
They don't bother. In fact, when one of my friends saw the article, he said, "Patience, thank you so much. I'm a culprit. Let me organize and come for my certificate." People don't care. And moreover, they have the confidence to know that their certificates are well kept.
It is your responsibility to keep.
They are well kept, yeah. So anytime I want it, I will come and pick it. That is the feeling.
Very interesting kind of analysis, and please stay tuned. We shall get off a bit and go for a break, and once we come back, we shall continue with Patience to tell us more about the work he's doing in this place. God bless you.